Hi everyone. I have been asked a few times over the past several months how I deal with an area that I go to that I'm very uncomfortable in, and how I literally do what I do, I guess. So, I came someplace today that I am actually uncomfortable being at, but I do not allow it to scare me. So there's a thing you have to really think about. You don't want to be frightened about anything or where you're at, because that fear does open that doorway for an attachment to latch onto you. When you stay in your ground, even though you're terrified, if you stay in your ground knowing Jesus has you, God's got my back. He's not going to leave me. You walk through the shadow of death, for you will fear no evil. Well, in a lot of these instances, that in a way is death. It's a part of what used to be that still is. It's not living, it's in the spiritual realm. But in that part of it, it's, things that are dead that's coming at us. There's an old barn on it's not Sheila's property, it's her family's property. It's been there for a very, very long time. I've had certain visions with this barn. It's actually right here behind me. I'm parked at Sheila's now at the end of her drive. And this barn has been through a lot over the years. There is things like rituals that has happened in here. I can see it. And it's not just me, There's other people here that had came and walked the property to try to cleanse it, but amped it up. Made it come at them in a way that literally it almost killed them. They were hospitalized over it. And that's why you don't go in playing with this stuff, because this stuff can affect you and affect you badly, especially if you're not prepared and knowing what you're getting into. There's a portal in the middle of this barn. In the floor of it, there used to be a pentagram that stayed. I could see it. I can feel it. And I can see partly into that portal. And the thing that is in there is very old. Oh, it's old. It was conjured, and it owns that. And even if the barn is burnt down, struck by lightning and burnt, that ground will be forever tainted because of the things that happened at that barn. I cannot prove it. There is no documentation proving that there were people hung in this barn. But there are two spirits that come to me out of this barn, one a black man that was hung up because of his love for a white woman. And they had a child together. And I can see what they done to him. They beat him. And they dragged him up here, and they hung him up. They lynched him up in the barn. And it's sad. And then there's a younger male in his early 20s. He's, I don't know, he's got the style of maybe the 50s clothing. The other guy was a lot older, maybe the 20s, 30s, somewhere in there, 1920s, 1930s. This guy was dressed like in maybe 1950s era. And I don't know if he hung himself in there in that barn or if somebody hung him. But I know he is here. but I can see rituals being taken place in here. I can see them standing around in a circle and chanting and different things. Try to get it around, but it's this barn here. I mean, it's falling in. It's got a lot of issues. And it sits right on the road. And I don't know if maybe people thought it was a good place to stop because it was so close to the road and do that. You know, those rituals and stuff. Or if it was just a clan, and I won't say what kind, that decided that they wanted to start doing rituals here. And it seeps out a lot of energy towards Sheila's, and you can see the traffic of where the things come and go. Sorry, I gotta put my glasses on. I don't know if they don't know that I'm here yet, or she might see me on her camera. She has cameras. But she's gonna walk it with me because she's having some issues today. And I told her I would come out here, and something's been preparing me to do this. And I thought, you know what? This is one of those situations where I am uncomfortable. I am not settled. And most people can feel that. You'll feel, you can't rest. You feel like you're a little off balanced in an area. You feel sort of nauseous to your stomach. Or something just ain't right. You know, it's just not right. There's something weird. It gives you the chills or heebie-jeebies. Well, that's your gut instinct. That's spirit telling you, hey, you're in an area that is not so great. And what I do is I breathe in, and when I blow out and imagining that God's light is coming through me. You know, you can feel the sun on your head right now. You know, me. It feels good. But I imagine that light amplified and coming through me. And when I breathe it out, when I do that, I'm pushing it out away from me. I'm putting my barrier up. I know God's with me. I know my heavenly angels is with me. I can feel it. I can feel the charge in my hands and my feet. I can feel the charge going down my back and my neck, and I have a weak spot right here. And this is where the negativity usually comes at me. So I always make sure that I either oil or pray for this area, for me to be protected in those areas where I'm weak, that it knows that it can hinder me. I do that. I'm not going to walk through this barn today. It's not her barn, and I did not ask permission to be here, but I am standing on her land. My camera decided to quit recording. It does that to me sometimes. But I want you all to stay strong, stay focused. Remember, rely on Him. He is the light and the love. And anytime we have those issues where things are coming at us, if we focus on that and just mentally breathe that out, give this back to God. Let Him take care of this. He will take care of it. Do not be afraid, and do not hinder yourself in overthinking about that, because the more, when you leave from here, or when I leave from here, I don't think about that place no more. If I think about that barn anymore, I keep bringing what was there back to me. I amplify that, and it makes me not be able to rest. So always leave it where it's at. Leave it where it's at. Don't take it with you. You took care of it when you were there, and that's where it stays. You give it to God. So stay strong, stay focused. Know that God loves you, and He's always there for you, and all we have to do is call upon Him, and He will be there to take care of it. So, see you later, and I never know how to end a video. So, God bless.